Okay, that's the only thing to interact with.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
We can squint or cover your eyes. I feel like I'd probably squint it. Oh, that's a weird effect, because you can see Kim standing to the side, but then his head's getting dragged over. And yeah, on Dragon Garland's character, they never got rhetoric nearly high enough. Well, you know, that's the thing, right? You'll miss out on certain things on a playthrough because you've specialized your character in certain things, but for us, intellect is quite high, so yeah, it makes sense that we could do this one. Alright, let's squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
I kind of wished I would be able to see what the visual calculus impossible check was, because my visual calculus is 7, which is quite high, and it's been boosted by the smokes as well. So I could have, you know, potentially put points into them, but alright, let's not think about it too hard.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
They've asked, can you hover over the check? So, I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 version, so I don't think there is the ability to hover over checks. Like, pressing L2, R2, L1, R1 doesn't really do anything. Only the right stick moves the dialogue up and down, I think. And then you've got the D-pad to select the dialogue options, and also I've just healed some health back. I think you might be able to do it on the PC version, because obviously you've got a mouse you can move around, but yeah, probably not on the PlayStation 4. Again, I would have thought it might be a touchpad thing, but... Okay, so, hello, what's going on in here? Wow. I think I'd say wow first.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You probably weren't expecting visitors ever. It was a locked container from the inside?
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
And yeah, on the PC you can mouse cursor over the checks. Like, I'd imagine trivial is like a check of maybe 4 to 6, and you'd be able to see whether you passed it because it was 6. Because, you know, I have a minimum of 6. Everything apart from savoir-faire and composure for me. Alright, carry on.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you? We should get back to our investigation, thanks for your time. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
There's genuine surprise in his voice. Yes, again, the container was locked from the inside.
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Rustam Diodor. And he's asked the question to us, but we can actually answer him now.
Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
Who are you? How did you become so rich? What are you doing in this container? You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? We should get back to our investigation, thanks for your time. How did you become so rich?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim? Or ignore him. What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
Yes, but this guy is literally bending light in front of your eyes. And also, I've just checked the real counter at the bottom right. It says I've got, what? There's a lot of numbers. That's something like 15 million real or 1.5 million real.
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Graz. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
I don't think it does. I think it just relies on not giving in to your temptation. But also, unsupervised state policy is influencing governments.
And low.
Yes, that too.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that.
Mhm.
But, alright.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level.
But surely the income level increases exponentially too, right? Because you're an investor.
But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
Looks like your net worth increases just by standing next to this guy. Yeah, exactly. Like, so there is the concept of real being actual physical coins, but here it's more of a, non-physical. Oh yeah, you're rich just by being in their presence.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
You're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward. Don't you think that you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland? You're a thief. People out there are working their asses off while you chill here. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Cool. I don't even have any interesting replies. So, this is an interesting route to go down. So, the glory of your fatherland seems to have more of a nationalistic slant to it. I don't really want to go down that. Capital accumulation is its own reward. It's like, yes, the point of having a lot of money is to have a lot of money, right? To be rich and to be able to afford the better things in life. But I think these two options are a bit more realistic. You're a thief, people are out there working their asses off, and it's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? I think I'm gonna go with this one. Don't you owe some of the wealth to the rest of society too?
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Hundreds? Thousands? A million? It probably does take a million. We did get a trophy as well, so shall we have a quick look at what that was? The world's most laughable centrist. Defend the political center 7 times. Okay. I didn't think that sharing the wealth out with the rest of the society was that much of a centrist thing, but sure. It probably does take hundreds of people to build a racing yacht. No, it's probably hundreds.
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Spoken like a true rich person. Man being a high net worth individual sounds great.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Yeah, it's like those inspirational, motivational quotes on Twitter and LinkedIn that says, we all have the same 24 hours. You should be able to improve your life and, do the hustle and do the grind. It's like, yeah, but some of those people have got people to look after. it takes them time to actually get to the place of work rather than being able to go on private transport. You know, all these different things that say, having a lot of money does leave you a lot of time to do other things. You're right. Not people's fault that they can't do that.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
I mean, I can ask him about it, but yeah. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
Is he so rich that we can't even look at them in the eye?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
But what happens if the coefficient is low to 0? Does the person become, highlighted to other people? Because you would argue that, homeless people are almost invisible to most other people. So, what is our coefficient? Are you telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face? What's our coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating.
Oh, pretty high.
That's not good for you.
Are you telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
A lowly single-digit billionaire. Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Yeah, I thought so.
A man this chill is at least a triple-digit billionaire.
Mm-hmm. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yeah, why would a rich person just be hanging out in a container of all things?
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
Is it really that safe?
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
We're in Revachol, formerly a colony of the Kingdom of Sirene. We're in Martinez, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. We're in Martinez, there's a pretty good hostel here called the Willing and Rags. We're in Martinez, there's a cool church here. We're in Martinez, there's a creepy abandoned commercial area here. I don't really know. A creepy abandoned commercial area might be the scariest thing for this guy to be aware of. Well, let's go with the first one, because Encyclopedia chimed in.
A fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
So yes, of course, the alternative is to never do it any times.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
That's not really spending money, that's sharing wealth. So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
Surely advertising isn't actually targeted at high net worth individuals because they want to get the largest audience. I suppose the high net worth individual is also marketed to and advertised to because they have the actual wealth to be able to spend on whatever it is being marketed.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? Those things all sound pretty nice. That does sound pretty tiresome. You're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? Of course it's worth the hassle. Those things sound really nice.
Don't get me wrong. They're nice things. But once you achieve a certain level of wealth, your time and mental space become much more important than material goods.
That is actually true. I'm sure there's been studies to say that once you reach a certain income level, that getting more income doesn't have that much more of a tangible effect on your happiness levels. It's having things like a good work-life balance, having hobbies that you can do, having a social life, having things like that. Those are more important than having more money. So you're saying that being rich isn't worth the hassle?
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. So he was just saying about how he gets asked for money by mobs of low net worth individuals. But we're going to ask him straight away about if we can have some money as well. There's probably ultra targeted advertising to high net worth people because of the potential return on it. Yeah, they were saying about the yachts, the things that only the super rich can afford. That makes sense. Those days, who isn't ultra targeted? Well, that's the thing with the advent of the internet and social media is like people will find out what you are interested in, and they will show things related to that to you. Can I have some money?
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
What do you mean look worse? I've lost my gun, I lost my badge, we've been trying to work with Evra and getting money from Evra to do stuff with the Union. If I can get it from a different source, that's better. But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now, that's why I need the money. You're right, that was extremely unprofessional, I apologize. Nah, I need the money.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a smart man.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
It gets me almost nothing. Thank you for your kindness. Are you sure you don't have any more? I thought you were a billionaire. Yeah, it's like, there's a story about Bill Gates. I think it's Bill Gates. Anyway, some rich billionaire wants to be able to have enough money on their person to be able to go to McDonald's or Burger King and buy a burger. So I don't even know if 3 real would even buy a burger. Are you sure you don't have any more?
Yes, I'm sure. You know...
His eyes narrow, the light seems to bend more aggressively.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Sure. Is it to spend stuff related to what you already own?
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water.
Okay. Conceptualization godly. Present a sound investment plan. +1 dress code, business casual. -2 art degree useless. So the fact that I have the actual art degree, aka the best thought in the game for my build, because it's given me so much experience as I've been playing, means that my the chance to do this conceptualization check is actually low, despite my conceptualization being relatively high. So we still have the boost from the item. And to be fair, conceptualization has come in handy a lot. So I'm wondering, how many points would I need to put in to do this? Ooh. Speaking of billionaires, just got a trio of ads. Yeah, sorry about that. I think I can run an ad and that will stop like pre-rolls and stuff like that, but you know, it's Twitch, isn't it? I think the Twitch CEO said that they weren't a massive fan of having adverts on streams, but it's like, well, the advertisers got to get their money somehow. So we can present a sound investment plan, present an investment plan that's sure to fail, and these are two separate red checks. So suggestion check was the thing is that if I do this sound investment plan, will that even actually result in any more money to me during the course of the game? It's like the drug rave, the drug lab, meth lab that the nightclub ravers are setting up. It's like, oh yeah, we'll send you the money in a couple of months. It's like, oh, you're not making the money now, so it's not going to be useful to me. Okay, conceptualization. So again, we still got the smokes. So let's see. So it's currently, so it's 16, and conceptualization is 6. So it would go up to 7, but then goes back down to 5. So if I put a point in there. Oh, not visual. Oh, no. Revert. So accept. It goes up to low. So I think I need, what, 3 points in here? Ooh, I've only got 4 points in general. Is it better? Well, the suggestion check with Ilian is 16, and it is also a white check, so I can retry it. So we'll do this again. So what is it now? Still low, 28%. One more time. Even. Even. And this is the last point. High. Okay. These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Come up with a plan that's totally dead in the water. Well, let's see if we can come up with an investment plan that is sure to fail.
Congratulations. You've somehow managed to fail at failing, which means, in a strange way, that you've succeeded.
Oh, you should invest in a youth center, so whatever it wants to do.
A youth center, huh? What kind of youth center?
A place to train buff kids. Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
One dedicated to instilling liberal economic values in children from low net worth families. One to inspire the future leaders of tomorrow to public service. You know, a regular youth center with basketball courts and stuff to really develop their physical proficiency. I think he wants to hear the liberal economic values from low net worth families.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be there to buy stuff in the future?
Yes, and if it doesn't work out, we can always repurpose the center as a shopping mall or private equity firm.
When life closes a door, it opens a window, yes? What's the expected return on this?
Highly educated, work-ready, human capital ready to be directed toward any number of your vast interests. With human beings, there's always a risk associated, which is why we've got to hold on to the center itself as a fallback. So, do we have more wage slaves for the meat grinder? Or do we have the real estate? I don't know which one he'd prefer. I think he's probably like, oh yeah, human beings, there's always a risk there, so hold on to the center itself.
You're deep into ultra-liberal territory now. Good work.
Very impressive. You've got a natural eye for unusual investment opportunities.
Thank you, I know. Thanks.
I don't normally do this without a formal pitch deck, but to hell with it. What's the point of being rich if you have to follow all the rules?
Okay, how much money are you going to give us?
Here's a round of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
It isn't. Not even close. I think they said, what, the salary for a year is 5,000, so that is not even close to being enough for the development of a youth center. Or even a concept of it, really. Like, it's not even 10% of a salary of a person.
Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed? Vodka? Cigarettes?
Thank you for placing your unwavering trust in.
Remember, it's not a handout. It's an investment, and I expect to see returns.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens slightly, then closes again. Is he having a stroke?
What do you think, Kim, huh? Not bad? Kim, are you alright? Kim, are you having a stroke? Kim, are you alright?
Yes, I'm alright. Can we get going now?
Now, was there anything else I could help you gentlemen with?
We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time.
The pleasure was mine. Unfortunately, I must be away soon. The next time we meet, I'll be expecting an update on my investment.
So, functionally, we will never speak to this person ever. This guy has no concept of the value of money. Exactly, yes. Once you become a billionaire, again, it's the simple thing of, oh yeah, a billionaire can drop £5,000 down a drain, and for them, it's the equivalent of an average person losing a fiver. You know, they don't have the same concept.
Farewell, friend, and may your peace of mind guide you to happiness.
Okay. So, one thing I would be interested to know actually is, oh, we can actually go further behind him. Really? I didn't know that. Get a nice close-up here. Can't see anything to do with him at all. Which I guess makes sense considering the question. Oh, yeah, you're right. The real counter goes up and down the closer I get to him. That's kind of fun. Okay, well, the main thing I was wondering about is there a way to get more money out of that guy? And is it enough to be able to say, for the rest of the game, you don't need to get any money from any other source? Because I think in Roy's pawn shop, there's the street lamp, which is 700 real. And obviously 100 real is not nearly enough to buy that. But I'm wondering if there is a way to, if there is a dialogue tree that you can go down to say, yes, give me 1,000 real, and that will be enough to get everything in the game.